How are we going to pin this crime on Mustafa? I have an idea. I already cut the wire. Chad Mason says, I already cut the wire. Okay? Let's say there's no audio. And then the prosecutor can proffer that there's an argument. Who's to say there's no argument? And let's not upload all the videos. Let's upload what follows our narrative. Okay? Let's not upload the video that shows Dorothy going into her car and then going back into her apartment. That doesn't look good for our case.
Did you know?
So let's cut it out. And after tampering with this dash camera, let's make sure we protect ourselves. Let's go get a warrant from Magistrate Walker, by the way. Walker, you know, this is a...
So he takes a dash camera, sticks it back in Mustafa's car. By the way, he says, I
this is
put
an
it back in
interesting
Mustafa's car.
magistrate, by the way. Walker. Walker is very interesting because this seems to be the same magistrate that every time Sarah Sammy wants to fuck with Mustafa, they go to Magistrate Walker.
Interesting.
You know, previously when Mustafa was harassed, and you look at who signed the warrant against Mustafa, it's Walker. Who signed the warrant in this case? It's Walker. Who signed the DUI warrant? It's Walker.
A DUI warrant, even though Mustafa's toxicology show no drugs, no alcohol.
Exactly.
Find that interesting.
Exactly. Every time they want a warrant, they go to Walker because, hey Walker, are you working right now? Okay, why don't you sign this warrant for us? Do us a favor. This guy, we got to get him off the street. Doesn't matter what the facts show. Doesn't matter what the truth is. Okay, they get what they want because they have certain individuals that are tainting these agencies. Okay, you want a magistrate? They're going to wait for the right one. Okay, you want to cut this dash camera? Let's get the right officer involved. Let's get Chad Mason. He says he's really good at testifying and lying about shit. Okay?
I mean, think about it. He thinks he's above the law.
He cut the wire. He cut the wire. He tampered with the videos. I mean, you're going to hear it. He tampered with the videos. Okay? And now you're leaving digital forensics to come in and clean up your dirty mess.
Well, what is Chad Mason going to do when...
I mean, look at what
Brad
Zymus
Haywood,
said.
listen.
Look at what
Brad,
Zymus said. Zymus said, there is audio. I contacted Rob Davis and informed him of my findings. And she shut her book. I did my job.
What's the point of digital forensic to protect the integrity of this dash camera and the SD card? She said she mirrored the files on this SD card and then uploaded them. No. Chad Mason is the one that uploaded them. But what's the point of doing a mirror for the files to protect the integrity if you have Chad Mason who already downloaded it without doing any of that and uploaded it to evidence.com? What's the point?
What's the point? I mean, what shouldn't digital forensics be the one to download these files and upload them?
I mean, think about
upload the original files to evidence.com.
Think about what Zymus says on the stand. She says, and you'll hear this. She says, in my whole entire experience as digital forensic, there is no way that a file could be corrupted halfway. It either has audio or it doesn't have audio.
That makes sense.
And her testimony is that on the 5th, it doesn't have audio, but the previous days, it does have audio.
How does that make sense?
So, in her testimony is there is no way that's possible unless you muted the audio. Chad Mason downloaded the file without audio.
And he doesn't want anybody else to know. And that's why how
are you going to get to the bottom of it? By getting an independent expert and inspecting the metadata on the SD card.
Okay, and today we find ourselves in a situation where the prosecutor, the judge, the county is not giving the lawyer the motion he wants to examine the SD card. I mean, Brad Haywood says that the prosecutor tells him she wants to get to the truth, right? Isn't that what she says?
Five times. He said 5 times in good faith. I mean, he says, I give someone the benefit of the doubt until I can't give them the benefit of the doubt anymore. He said, I scheduled an appointment with the prosecutor. He said, I have a very good conversation with the prosecutor. He says, she tells me, and if you need anything, you can schedule an appointment with me.
That she wants to get to the truth.
She wants to get to the bottom of it. She wants to get to the truth. And he says she told me I can schedule an appointment. Anything I need, evidence, she's gonna give it to me. And then I schedule an appointment. And she cancels the first appointment. So last minute she cancels it. I schedule a second appointment. And on the last minute, she cancels it. I schedule a third appointment. And everything is good. And she tells me, I want to get to the bottom of this case. I want to find out what's going on in the Mustafa Aljazari case. Let's work together to find out what is going on. The third meeting, she cancels it. I schedule a fourth appointment. On the last minute, she cancels it. I schedule a fifth meeting. On the last second, she canceled. He says she's fucking with me.
Yeah.
They're fucking with me.
It's clear.
He says, now I have to fight to get the SD card through the courts.
He has to sue.
And now, what do you think is going to happen? And now, he says, I have to go through, I'm going through chambers.
There's some kind of interference.
He says, I'm going through chambers. And then Judge Weimer tells me, I don't want to hear it right now. We'll hear it in October. What are you talking about?
The guy's been waiting for 2.5 years, sitting in solitary confinement. And you want to tell his attorney you want to wait until October? October for what?
Are we talking about the same judge that listened to Officer Chad Mason tell him I violated department policy? And today we have a dash camera that does not have audio. It's cut before impact.
You know,
it has 17 frames. And this judge is like, let's hear it in October.
I'm surprised he's not recused yet.
Mustafa, absolutely, absolutely, this judge is going to get recused.
I'm surprised he's not recused yet.
This audio is going to be released. By the way, this community doesn't know what's going on. They don't know that Judge Weimer is entertaining this level of misconduct in this case. At this point, Judge Weimer is protecting the police department that tampered with Mustafa Aljazari case.
Yeah, he's protecting them.
I mean, you're watching a dash camera that's cut. You're listening to an officer that tampered with the dash camera. You're listening to a police officer that weaponized children and engaged in child abuse. You're watching a vehicle that's crushed and staged. At this point, you're protecting this corruption.
Yeah.
This community doesn't know, but releasing this audio is going to shed a lot of light into what is going on in the Mustafa Aljazari case.
Okay.
On that note, let's dive into the audio.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So this audio starts off with Judge Weimer, and it starts off with Judge Weimer talking to Mustafa, previous defense attorney.
You want me to put it up on the screen?
Yes. It starts off with Judge Weimer and Mustafa's defense attorney, and the defense attorney opens by telling Judge Weimer the government theory. Now, after the defense attorney goes into the government, I want to play a video from the home video. And my question is, the defense attorney, Blake Weiner, the previous defense attorney, is talking about the government theory is that Mustafa planned to murder his girlfriend and her 5-year-old baby before he got into the vehicle. Why is this defense attorney not playing the Google Nest video to Judge Weimer? Why is he not introducing this on the record? Because it's going to contradict the government theory. I mean, Prosecutor Sarah Sammy says that Mustafa premeditated this in advance. Mustafa was his idea. He forced his girlfriend, he forced her 5-year-old baby to get in the vehicle only to crash the vehicle. She's not saying it on the last minute, because premeditate murder can mean two things. It could be before or on the last second. The government theory is that it's not on the last second. It's before, in advance, that Mustafa forced his girlfriend, forced her 5-year-old baby.
That's what the prosecutor said.
That's what the prosecutor said. And forced the boys to stay home. Now, there's a Google Nest video inside the apartment. Why is Blake Weiner not introducing the Google Nest video? The Google Nest video clearly shows...
Exactly, it's very relevant here.
It clearly showed that it's Dorothy's idea. Dorothy that's asking 5-year-old Embers to go with her. Forcey's the one that's asking the boys to...
Stay home.
That she wanted to take them with her, but they said, we want to stay home. Now, there is a forensic interview of 10-year-old Imagine. That Imagine says it's Mom's idea. Mom is forcing Mustafa to go. Mustafa woke up late. He didn't want to go anywhere. But he's doing her a favor. He's taking her to her mother's anniversary. It's Mama's idea. Wait a minute. Why is this defense attorney not introducing this to
the relevant evidence?
the relevant evidence? Now, Commonwealth Amy Ashworth, when you went to give her the home videos, she threatened you with the sheriff office.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't sit here and say that Judge Carol Weimer doesn't know about the Google Nest videos, because Blake Weiner, when he was first introduced into the case, his opening statement, he said, I have hours and hours of Google Nest video that will contradict the government theory. So Judge Weimer knows about the Google Nest videos. But it's been 2.5 years, and the Google Nest videos are not introduced into the evidence. The minute you introduce the Google Nest videos, this prosecutor can. This whole case falls apart. And by the way, do you know why Prosecutor Sarah Sammy is not saying that Mustafa premeditated this on the last second? Because the vehicle show that Mustafa did everything he can to avoid a vehicle accident. His foot was on the brake the whole entire time. He makes it all the way to the 4th lane. He avoids every vehicle, and hence they're terrified to reconstruct this vehicle. They found brake failure in Mustafa's car.
They don't want the steering angle.
The police inspected Mustafa's vehicle, and they found brake failure.
They don't want the steering angle of the SUV because Drum says she turned into him.
The steering angle is missing.
They don't want the independent expert to retract, to obtain the data from the Chevy Suburban, because number one, it's going to show she was speeding.
You're talking about the raw data.
The raw data.
They gave him a PDF.
They gave him a PDF. So basically, they went in, they selected what they wanted, they unselected whatever they didn't want.
Not they, specifically the same investigator that falsified Mustafa's statement, Robert Drum himself.
Robert Drum. Okay.
We have the body cam when he did that.
And then you see on body cam that they're sitting there at the impound trying to convince the independent expert that we hired. They're trying to convince him that this is an open shut case. The guy's arguing, she's screaming, he says she's crying, and then he crashes the car into. This is an open close. Don't waste your time on it.
By the way, I had a conversation with Brad Haywood about the independent experts.
Because this independent expert, you know what he says initially?